Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Belinda, and today I wanted to talk to you about the number one creativity killer that actually can stop your manifestations in their tracks from flowing in, from you receiving. And this number one thing that I'm going to discuss is everything, I believe, if this is your personality type and this is something that you have done through adaptive stress throughout your life, which usually has come from your childhood, then chances are you will probably notice that your manifestations will at times come, but at other times you may not be able to confidently bring those things into fruition. So this number one thing that I have found is quite common, particularly amongst empaths. So there is a connection to having that real empathic type of personality, and it is people pleasing. And I would almost call this a syndrome, because I see so many beautiful souls out there that are feeling quite trapped, stuck in their life, and doing things for others, often in a very self-sacrificial way, often overgiving, often doing these things in order to be either validated, accepted, or loved. But at the end of the day, this one thing is actually like a betrayal of yourself. Now, if you can think of it like this, it's like you cheating on you. So it stems from a lack of trust in yourself, and often also not completely knowing who you are. So why am I talking about this? This is something that I am very, very familiar with, and I would have grown up with this type of syndrome, this people pleasing, due to the fact that I came into a family where I often didn't feel that I was validated or acknowledged for some of the things that I was doing. I also at times felt that I was a little misunderstood, and probably also that I wasn't able to follow my own inspirations and aspirations and dreams. Now, this isn't a blame game on the people that I came through, that being my mum and my dad. But what it wants to highlight is the fact that you come in, you have a soul energetic blueprint, and you come with desires of what it is that you have as a purpose, or what it is that you wish to fulfill on that soul level. And often that is so deep within us that, things will get in the way. Yes, life can get in the way, but unless we fulfill that soul's purpose, we'll often end up feeling quite uninspired or depleted, or be questioning, like, why am I here? So it is really important that we are essentially staying on our soul path, and that we are actually directing our energy and cultivating a path for our purpose to be expressed out into the world. But the thing that happens with people pleasers is that we are doing things for others at the expense and at the cost of ourselves and what our true desires are, and maybe what even our intentions are. So maybe it is such that you haven't intended on being that type of person, but maybe you have been brought up in an environment where, similar to me, you may have felt like you needed to gain that validation or seek some kind of approval. So you adapted things around you, or adapted yourself to fit into that environment in order for you to survive. So it is based on a survival program. The other aspect of it is if you're so busy people pleasing to seek approval and validation, we'll often be negating ourselves. We won't know who we truly are. We won't be able to find our own center. And it also stems from not really having boundaries. So we'll be doing these things for other people, and the payoff of that for us is that, yes, maybe we will feel accepted by that person. Maybe we will feel that we'll be able to maintain that friendship, connection, relationship, whether it's with a family person, intimate partner, friendship, colleagues at work, or whatnot. It can really flow out into so many different areas and avenues, but it realistically is this number one creativity killer. And when you are in a creative space, this is when we're actually able to tap into source energy and be able to bring those inspired thoughts into reality. But if you're so busy being distracted and doing things for others, and your time and energy being sucked or siphoned, then you're going to find it's very, very difficult to actually manifest your own goals, because you'll be so busy pleasing others and betraying yourself. And through that betrayal of self, it also is that you're not living in your authenticity, not living in authentic truth. You may not be completely speaking up doing things for people merely out of obligation and just to keep them there because you may be scared of losing them. There may be some real fear attachments that have put you into those survival based programs and those survival type emotions. So the three things that I'm going to point out as well is that when you're in that space of giving up something of yourself for another, it actually is coming from a place of not trusting in you, which is a real deficiency in the solar plexus chakra. So the heart is here and the solar plexus is here, and this is realistically the core of who you are. This is your core essence that you connect in with to be able to stand in that personal power, and then to have a fuller expression of that is then when it rises up and you're able to speak it and express it out into the world. Another thing that I'll find, or what I have found, is that if you're not respecting yourself and what your needs are first, which means, you taking the oxygen mask if you've got children before you put the oxygen mask on them. We need to be obviously able to fill ourselves up, able to take care of ourselves. Then once again, you're not in a place of respect for yourself and your needs first and foremost, which makes you almost not really worth anything for anyone else. It is a complete disrespect of yourself, and that's also in the solar plexus. And the third thing I would say is that maybe there is an attachment to some lower vibration emotions like guilt or shame. The guilt is, if I don't do that certain thing, then maybe I will lose that friendship, or maybe that person will judge me harshly, I'll be criticized. That also is an imbalanced state in the solar plexus chakra. So I want to leave you with this, and that is that you need to ask yourself the question, what is it that you're denying or betraying of yourself in the act of people pleasing? Where in your body might that be showing up? And for people pleasers, it's often in things like feeling quite anxious. It can be in injuries that you may get within your body, and things like digestive issues as well, which is very solar plexus orientated. The injury side of things, I probably shouldn't have mentioned that one necessarily, because I'm not really going to go deeper into that. But if it's affecting your moving forwards in life because you're so busy people pleasing, you may find that your base chakra is also affected, which is where injuries can happen in things like the hips, the legs, the ankles, the knees. So if any of those resonate with you, it could be that you have been really giving of your energy and time to others, not really getting a balanced exchange, and a denial of the self. And this is through lack of trust and insecurity, which is very base chakra. And then of course, second to that is that when we're cut off from our creativity, this happens in the sacral chakra, and this is all based around not being able to tap into that place of desire. What is it that you truly desire in life, and how can you co-create with the universe? So this has ended up being a bit of a longer video than that I wanted to do with you today. But the key thing I wanted to leave you with is, if you're unable to see this pattern in yourself, or you feel you've really tried but you're unable to change it, it can be that you actually need to shift some energy in order to shift your consciousness, and so that you behave in different ways. And kinesiology is an amazing modality to highlight and shed light on those parts of you that maybe are dormant, or maybe that you have locked away. Maybe it's through even suppressing some of these things and suppressing these emotions. So I highly recommend sessions of kinesiology. Can really unravel and unpack so much that it can be even 1 or 2 sessions that you can see really profound changes and profound shifts. So you can find me here on this channel, Bella Louise, Kinesiology and Yoga, as well as through my business page on Facebook and my website, which is Living Balance Kinesiology. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I'll be on here again with more love to share, and take care. Lots of love.